We have someone in a chair, stand up and sitting down without using their hands 5 times. And that should
Wow.
take less than 10 seconds. If it takes you more than 10 seconds to stand up and sit down 5 times, there's an indicative of weakness or some kind of impairment in your legs that's increasing your risk of falling. And the prescription for that would be do that. Keep working on sit to stands because that's such a functionally critical movement. That would be the exercise.
Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And again, we are here with Kele Murdin, award-winning physical therapist based in Washington State, who works with seniors all throughout the state. Do you not, Kele?
Yes.
State of Washington. And also, for those of you that are listening to us outside of Washington State, there's a ton of information Kele can provide on her website, which is groupotago.com. And certainly, Kele, you could probably help them get hooked up with someone like you in their area. So again, reach out, learn a lot. It could mean a matter of life and death by preventing these types of situations. And a fall is very, very serious. And Kele, that's one of the things as we close out today's show. I just really like to go, what are we missing here that we've talked about? And how can we start, turning our lives around, basically, is what I want to say.
Yeah. Good question. I think, so I just want to share a few assessments that we do, because again, I think they're kind of light bulb moments for people who've never really stopped to think about the particulars of what's putting me at risk or what could put me at risk. And as a physical therapist, that this is the kind of thing we do all the time. If I have a patient come in to be assessed for falls, these are the kinds of tests that I would do. And also, so what you should be able to do. The one thing that I know is dizziness and vestibular hypofunction, just my inner ear not working correctly. And that's a very common problem as we age. And when someone has some kind of a vestibular or dizziness issue, that can put them at a 12-fold increased risk of falling. 12 times more likely to fall because my vestibular system is wonky. That's huge.
That is way huge.
There's lots of categories of what could be going on, but the one issue is just turning my head left and right or up and down. If you should be able to turn your head left and right, back and forth 10 times in 10 seconds and not cause dizziness, right? And if you can't, if it causes dizziness, then we would prescribe a habituation exercise, meaning I would have you do that exercise. Okay, sit in a chair, turn your head left and right. It's probably going to make you a little dizzy. Stop, recover, and try again. Because what's happening is that ear is giving a wrong signal. You're just moving your head, but it's freaking out and it's telling you you're dizzy. And the way to get that nerve to kind of respond more normally is to habituate it, have it recognize, oh, this is just turning my head. I don't need to be dizzy. I don't need to send that signal. So that's an example of things that we would assess and how we would treat it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's something when you really think about it, how much are we doing that are what are red flags that we may have that we don't even realize are red flags?
Yeah. Another one that comes to mind is if you have to push to stand up out of a chair, right? If you can't stand up out of a chair, and a regular height chair is typically 17 inches, so it's a standard height, that's pretty general. And if you can't lift your body up without using your hands, that's indicative of lower extremity weakness, and that is going to increase your risk of falling. So another quick and easy test that we do is we have someone in a chair, stand up and sitting down without using their hands 5 times. And that should take less than 10 seconds. If it takes you more than 10 seconds to stand up and sit down 5 times, there's an indicative of weakness or some kind of impairment in your legs that's increasing your risk of falling. So that's, again, another example. And the prescription for that would be do that. Keep working on sit to stands because that's such a functionally critical movement. That would be the exercise.
Yeah.
I would say there's a lot of folks that can't stand up without their hands. And that, especially as we get older, that's fairly common. So for those folks, I would have them do their sit to stands on the arm of the couch because it's usually a little higher, right? It's not 17 inches. It might be 24. Or from the edge of their bed because it's higher. And so now from a higher surface, I can do a sit to stand without using my hands. and that's where you would do your exercises. So
Yeah.
that's just another example.
Yeah. And, those are things I think that a lot of us, we just go about our day and we don't realize that these are things that we may think about. And it's interesting that you're saying this because when my husband and I moved into this house that we live in now, the thing is you go into the bathroom and would you believe the bathroom has grab bars in the shower and a walk-in tub?
Oh, wow.
And I looked at when we first looked at the house, I looked at him and I said, honey, this house is for old people. And he laughed and he goes, honey, we are old people. And the thing that was really funny is that I go, well, I don't need those. Me being the senior, quote unquote expert, right? Well, guess what? I grab those grab bars all of the time because it's nice that it's there. And so I don't even realize when I'm turning around in the shower, I watch myself just naturally reach out for it. So that is something I think, even if you think you don't need it, get it. I'm grateful now that I have it not because I need it for balance now, but it's a nice thing to always know that it's there.
Yeah, and that little extra layer of security, in the bathroom. Bathroom is a very common place for falls to happen because it's slippery.
Huge.
Yeah, it's slippery. There's a lot of bending and rotating and twisting going on. And so another really common, well-researched thing are those little bath strips in the shower. You put those stickers down. They have been shown to be super effective to help reduce falls. So that's another, not the kind that has the suction cups that moves all over. Those are terrible. But the ones that glue, it's like a sticker.
Amen.
Down, and it could be clear, so it doesn't aesthetically make your cute tub look bad. So those are another just quick and easy things that we can do.
Yeah.
One other thing that you, as you were talking, I was thinking about another quick test is, did you know you should be able to stand on one foot, right? And for at least 6 seconds, if you can get to 20, that's fantastic. But less than 6 tells me that you don't have either the balance system or the strength of your hip that you need to if you were going to lose your balance. So, and when we talk about standing on one foot, you can't touch your legs together. They got to be separated and hold it. And you should be able to do it for 6 seconds. So that would be another thing you could check yourself and see how you're doing.
Yeah. So if you're checking yourself and you're doing that and you're thinking, wow, so how do you fix that? Obviously, Medicare pays for physical therapy, does it not?
Absolutely. And I think, that would be as a physical therapist, I'm a little biased. But I think, especially as we get older, to have someone really be your cheerleader and identify for you what's really important is maybe range of motion of your ankles, or maybe it's really your aerobic system that's holding you back, or what is it about your physicality that is really your biggest fall risk. So I think physical therapists are kind of primed for that, and Medicare pays for it. So why not start there? Yeah. But you may be already a participant of your gym, right? Yeah. Or you have activities you already are involved in. And then again, how can you do what you love to do, but really looking at, am I getting balance? Am I getting strength? And am I doing aerobic activity every week?
Kele, thank you for being on the show this week. I think a lot of what you're saying is really important. And if to our listeners, pay attention to your own body. And if you have any concerns, talk to your doctor. And again, Medicare pays for physical therapy. You shouldn't even have to pay any money really to get physical therapy and get home health that come into your home and help you with a lot of those things. So Kele, again, how do we reach you?
My website is Grupotago, GROUPOTAGO.com.
Fabulous. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.